Hello Year 3-4. Now this is our last week of Big Read. So today you have got a text to read through. I'm going to read it for you as well in a moment, and then we'll go through a little bit of the vocabulary. Okay? Our Big Read text this week is a story, it's a narrative, and it's called Holly and Her Hound. Now hound is an old word for dog. Okay? So I'm going to read through it. If you can follow along, if you can, that would be great. But if not, just read your text afterwards. So, Holly and her hound. Everywhere that Holly went, she noticed people with their dogs. On her street alone, there were 14 dogs in 36 houses. Not that Holly was counting or anything. Since she was 5 years old, all that Holly had wanted was her very own puppy. Her mum had told her that she could get one when she was 7. She's now 9. Her dad had said that they'd get one when they moved to a bigger house. They moved to a pretentious 4-bedroom house last year. Still, no sign. Holly didn't like to keep badgering them, but she did wonder if they would ever fulfill their promises and come good with the pet. It was her birthday coming up in 3 weeks. When they asked Holly what she'd like as a present, she desperately wanted to mutter the magic word, puppy. But something stopped her. A surprise, please, was her response. In truth, she was a blessed and content little girl who had generous family and friends. Her room was full to the brim with toys, dolls, computers, and she always got what she wanted for birthdays and Christmas, just not the puppy. At school, Holly handed out her invitations. This year, she was taking her friends to a soft play adventure centre in the town centre. She invited 8 of her closest friends and was so excited about how much fun they were going to have. She went shopping with her mum and picked out a fabulous sparkling outfit that would make her definitely look and feel like the centre of attention. On the eve of her birthday, Holly lay in bed, almost exploding like a firework. Her 10th birthday, double figures for the first time. She wondered what lay ahead for her tomorrow. Mrs. Langton, who was her wonderful Year 5 teacher, always made such a big fuss of birthdays, and secretly, Holly could not wait to don the birthday hat. She thought about what her parents would get her also. Her reckoning was a bike. Ever since her friend Tilly had ridden hers last summer, the wheels had never quite steered the same. At the crack of dawn, Holly raced downstairs to be met with an unusual, deathly quiet living room, and a white envelope perched on the fireplace, with H scrawled beautifully on the front. She could feel something inside. It felt thick and rectangular. What is it? She thought to herself. Ripping it open, the mysterious rectangle fell out. She scooped it off the floor. 3, 2, 1. She scooped it off the floor quickly. A dog's collar? Bemused, she looked around. No one, and no answers. Like a flash, she sprinted to the stairs and called out to her parents. In here, called her dad from the kitchen. Holly was still a little confused. Why are you hiding away, Dad? She opened the kitchen door and gasped. There, in the middle of the kitchen, sitting perfectly, was the most beautiful thing she'd ever seen, a chocolate brown Labrador puppy. She let out a squeal of delight, and with that the puppy yelped and tumbled towards her with its tongue sticking out. She embraced him and could feel her heart pounding in her chest. A puppy! She exclaimed. Holly, you've waited so long, and we know it's all you have ever wanted. You've been such a patient girl, and we are just so happy to finally be able to give you what we know you have always so desperately wanted, replied Mum, stepping up behind her and joining in the loving cuddle. What will you call him? Charlie, Holly instantly replied. She was aghast. This was turning out to be the best day ever. Okay, let's go through some of the vocabulary words that I want you to look at this week. Now, unlike in the previous weeks, I haven't been able to find any pictures for a lot of these words, as they don't quite fit with what we'd imagine, but I'll still go through them as I normally would. So our first word is the word pretentious. Now, pretentious means you're pretending to be something you're not. You're trying to be either much more important or much cleverer or much funnier or much more pretty than you actually are. Okay, it's trying to pretend to be something you're not, but not in a nice way. It's a bit like being a bit of a show off. You're pretentious, you're a bit of a show off. Okay, badgering. Now, we're told that Holly doesn't want to badger her parents about getting her a new puppy. If you're badgering someone, you're constantly asking them something that you want. Okay, maybe you're asking them questions every single day. That would be badgering someone, and it gets really, really annoying after a while. Okay. Next word is fulfill. So you might fulfill a promise. So if you've promised to do something and you actually do it, you would be fulfilling that promise. You'd be doing what you've been asked and you'd be achieving what you set out to do. Next word is mutter. Now, if you mutter something, you say it in a really quiet voice, but you say it under your breath. Okay. Now, often we consider muttering to be quite rude. So muttering would be saying something under your breath, so nobody can really hear you. Content. Now, if you are content, you're really happy, you're really satisfied with what you've got. So you're quite happy to carry on just as you are. Okay. Next word is don. Now, to don something means to put it on. So if you go outside on a cold day, you might don a coat because it's quite cold. You might don a scarf. So it literally means to put something on, such as clothes. Next word is perched. So if you are perched somewhere, you might be perched on a chair. It just means being sat down on the chair, but often in quite a precarious way where you're not really secure. So you might perch on the arm of a chair or a sofa. Okay. Next word is bemused. If you're bemused, you're a bit confused. Okay, you're not sure what's really happening, or you're not really able to understand what's happening around you. So it's a bit like confused. Then we have embraced. Now, to embrace is another word for hug. So if you embrace somebody, you hug them in a way that shows that you love them or you have a lot of affection for them. And our last word is aghast. Now, if you are aghast, like Holly was when she saw her puppy, you are so surprised or shocked. Okay, you're almost frozen still by how shocked you are. Okay, sometimes that can be with amazement or surprise or happiness, like with Holly, or sometimes if you've seen something really scary, that could be with horror. Okay, so it's stopped still in your tracks by something that is so amazing or so shocking. Okay. Now, today's work is just getting to know that text. Okay, it's quite long today. There are 2 pages to it. Tomorrow's work is some vocabulary matching. On Wednesday, I'd like you to practice the fluency on one particular paragraph that I've given you. On Thursday, we have some retrieval questions for you, and on Friday, some inference questions for you. That is your big read. And that is your big read for the week. Okay, good luck.